be working now. I will again give it a second. Streaming is still not my forte. We'll give it a second. We'll see if things kick up. I think we're having a bit of trouble starting things. Let's see. Is it going? Yeah, there we are. All right, finally. So, I have recently found out about this operator tab. Hello to people who are just now joining in the chat. Kobaya and Callie Sykes. This reminds me, actually, I need to send out a message to the Discord letting people know that the stream has started. There we go. Okay, so I just found out about this tab, and this actually gives me access to a couple of paintings that are like not technically in the game, but kind of in the game. This one I wanted to use in in Regensburg, so I need to go do that real quick. Hello to Dom and Pepeo Cats in the chat. Yeah, I've just been keeping this stuff in my tab. I didn't even know I could get this so easily. I've just been clogging my inventory with lights and barrier blocks and stuff. I've been a fool. But it is resolved now. You learn something new every day. And I want to go put a painting in Regensburg that I tried to put with commands, and it turns out that trying to place paintings with commands is really difficult and not fun. But this building specifically right here, never mind. This building specifically right here is supposed to have a painting up on a wall. Oh, there we go. I actually did get it placed. It was just bugged out. Because I didn't want to put big skeletons and stuff everywhere. But I don't know. Now I'm kind of considering it. I don't know. Maybe the skeletons were better. Hold on, we'll get there. No, I don't know. I feel like... Here we go. Hold on. I think this needs a frame. Like so. And then maybe we can just put a very small amount of light up here. It doesn't really get rid of those lines. I kind of did it. Okay. Here we go. How do you get the operator tab? Here we go. It's in Options, Controls, Operator Items tab on. Because somebody mentioned that there was a cinematic camera mode in the controls, and I was looking for that, which I still haven't gotten to. The best way I've found for making my camera look a little bit more cinematic is to turn down the sensitivity so that it doesn't whip around as much. But I don't know. Absolute cinema. Hi, are you good with commands in general? Not, I don't know. I guess medium? I used to use a ton of commands like in this world for like fill commands, or Regensburg is full of these custom head commands, but those are pretty simple. In terms of like very complicated commands, I was never, I guess, that good at it. Feels kind of good to be back in Regensburg. I was thinking about this build the past couple days. Just thinking about I'm considering making a video on how to do interiors, and I did so many interiors for Regensburg that I don't know, it's just been on my mind, I guess. But the goal of today's episode, ignore me spoiling some stuff, is to get some more Brewerstown interiors done, because I really want to finish Brewerstown in the next like 6, 7 days, something like that. And I've done most of the interiors. The whole farming area, done. That area over there, done. That area over there, done. What's now left to do is finish up these interiors and finish up the castle interior, and then I can finally post the big reveal. You can also lower your FOV to add to the cinematic look. Yes, I do usually do that. Brew Haddict for you, asking when is Regensburg set? I would say like early 1700s. I don't know. It's a real mix of stuff. Showing off the brewery. I finished the brewery interiors. So I'll do that in the background while I chat. I tend to kind of mix things from different time periods, which is not necessarily the best habit, but I do feel like it comes up with something more interesting, if not necessarily as cohesive. I really do almost always tend to just mix time periods and stuff. For instance, a lot of Brewerstown is based off of like the early 13th, late 12th century in England, but there are also bits like the ship designs that may be a little bit more modern. This kind of wall area here feels a little bit more modern, and I don't know. Something like this on top of the gate feels a bit older, more like 11th century vibes. So I like to go for kind of a mishmash, I guess. This is the brewery. That was the like where they do the brewing. That was firewood storage and barrels. This is storing all the hops because we're doing beer. There is a toilet back here, and this is where the guys like to hang out, drink some beer, and play cards, which I think is a cool little area. I like to think about my workers taking breaks. I don't know if that's like weird, but I always imagine what people do when they have like free time and they're not at work, but they're still like, you know, in the building. So it's under keybinds at toggle cinematic camera. Hold on. Let's go controls, keybinds. Let's see. Toggle cinematic camera, not bound. Huh, that's weird. Let's try F12. All right, let's see this. Oh, whoa. That's weird. I'm like barely touching my mouse and it just glides. This is kind of a little bit motion sickness inducing. I do not like the cinematic camera. Ooh, that's uncomfortable. Those anatomic armor stands look very cool. Do you by chance remember which trim you did use for the muscles? I do not. Figure that out in a moment. Does it get laggier because of the custom command things? Yes. Yes, it does. This place is kind of laggy. I have... Because I'm running fabric and like other things that make things easier, it's not as bad as it was. Or as it would be in vanilla. Like immediately when I update this world to 121.5, it's going to be super laggy. But then right when the mods come out, it'll be better. For the person who was asking about the anatomical models, this is what I did. Mostly using silence trim for the Surgeon's Guild. Boop, 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 boop. Whoa! That 900% speed is pretty intense. Any boats in all that Regan water? Yes, there are. There's a boat over yonder. There are a couple of fishing boats out here, although Brewerstown isn't super boaty. There's a crashed boat here, and in Regensburg there are boats all down the river along the docks and stuff. I have my own Regensburg video where I show more of that stuff. Brewerstown feels cohesive in its historical setting because it feels like it evolved. Yeah, I think that's fair. Like, you can do different historical bits as long as they're not, like, contradictory. For instance, there is a bit of, like, an old Roman ruin down here, which is, like, way earlier, but you can tell that it's, like, this is busted, you know? This hasn't been in use for, like, 1,000 years, or, like, a couple hundred years at least, with all this dirt piled up, so... Yeah, there definitely is a sense that Brewerstown has evolved over time, and maybe some parts of it, like that gatehouse, just haven't been a priority. Whereas putting a big stone wall there was kind of more important. By the way, let me know in the background if you guys can hear the music that I'm playing. I'm trying to do music in this stream for the first time because, well, I have VLC Media Player running in the background. Using a pot with a sea pickle on top in your resource pack makes a good capped jug for liquids. That is really interesting. I didn't know that. So I want to get this interior done. Like, this is my first one that I want to get done for sure. This is the Blacksmith. So he's gonna have a shop front, kitchen area. Back here, he has a little laundry line. I guess I never really finished this bit. If you can hear that, ignore the very loud fire engines going off in the background. They put in a fire station right next to my house. So there's a lot of sirenage that happens. I'd like to tuck a little bit of firewood around. I feel like this is... Whoops. I feel like this is a good place for it. I don't know. Maybe that feels a bit forced, but... Here, I think what I'm going to do is make the colors here a bit lighter. And I'll make this a bit darker. There we go. Yeah, that works. I think that looks a bit better. Music is a little too quiet. A bit not so loud. It's a bit quiet. Music is better when you can hear it properly, not too loud. I'll bump it up a couple notches. I find I get distracted if I can hear the music like too clearly. But I wanted something other than just my voice and the laptop fan to be part of this stream. My goal for this channel is to continually try to do better and be producing higher quality videos, higher quality art, you know? I never want this to feel stagnant, like it's something that I've just kind of started doing and I'm just kind of stuck doing. I want to constantly feel like I'm, you know, doing this for a reason, I guess. And to me, that reason is improvement. Here, let's put up a little bit of laundry. I forget where everything is now. Whenever they change tabs around, it takes me like 500 years to figure out where stuff goes. And don't mind me, but I'm gonna steal the laundry off of someone else's laundry line. These are, the reason I'm stealing these is because these are actually done with a gradient. So in order to soften the colors, I basically do the gradient and then I paste it over with like the same color, if that makes sense. So there's an orange gradient on this piece, and there's also a red gradient over the orange. So you just get a little bit of that lightness right in the middle. Kind of adds depth. And I think I'm going to do the same thing here. Does anyone know if you can like make banners without a loom in game? Because this is kind of a huge pain for me, like having to always get a loom out and place it in the world. I don't know. Okay, let's make 2, and then I'll show you what I'm talking about. So this is banner with a slight gray gradient, and this is pure white banner. You see that they're not the same color. This one's a little bit darker. I think what I'm going to do, put that dirtier one there. There we go. That's nice. I like that. I dig it. Have you thought about how all those castles and kingdoms fit into such a small area from a world building perspective? Kind of, yes. My idea for Tredegar Province has always been that it's a big cultural grab bag. Like, that's the reason. I'm gonna skip this song. Hold on. There we go. The reason it's called Tredegar Province and not like Tredegar Kingdom is because to me province reflects the fact that this is kind of like a big decentralized area and everyone's kind of doing their own thing. You know, everyone has their own little culture and their own little lives, and they're mostly not getting in each other's way too much. Like the people of Regensburg don't really have beef with anyone. The people of Brewerstown don't really have beef with anyone. There is a siege going on over there in that direction, but kind of those like big cultural clashes are a bit of the exception, and most of the time the cultures around just seem to vibe together, and I really like that way of thinking about it. Even if it's not the most historically accurate, I think it's a way to get really diverse cultures doing interesting stuff together. I know some people have asked me if I want to do like Chinese, Japanese, kind of like East Asian inspired places in Tredegar. So far the answer has been kind of no. Basically, I feel underskilled in that area. There are so many people who are really amazing builders from China and Japan, especially Japan. The Japanese Minecraft scene is super impressive. And I feel like to just rock up and be like, hey guys, this is my interpretation of Japanese architecture, is like, it's just not going to stack up. It's like, you know, entering a pig into a horse race. Could you save a hotbar with specific banner types? That's a good idea. I don't have any hotbars saved. I've never done it, but that is genuinely a good idea. I gotta think about that now. Good night, Debogged MC. I know some people in Europe are gonna be going to bed in a couple hours. Yo, what siege is going on? So I really don't want to spoil it, but over there in the distance, in the fog, there's a castle, and the castle's on the water, and basically some foreign invaders have come and surrounded the castle with like siege tents and siege ladders and stuff. I'm gonna do a battering ram, and they've kind of like burnt down some of the houses, so there's an ongoing siege. Always the conundrum, how do you physically fit everything into your blacksmith area? That works. Do I have any stairs? No, not really. It's not perfect, but I think that that's fine. Because I do want this area to feel like interesting and not just be a very dull kind of I don't want the blacksmith area to feel like completely like dead and empty. I want it to feel like there's some kind of like life going on here. I've been putting these things here, so kind of treating these like blast furnaces, like where you can just kind of plug it up with a piece of like wet wood, like an old oven, basically. I mean, they're literally 1 minute away from each other, which would cause a lot of conflict in the real world. Yes, in the real world it would, and in Minecraft it does not, because the alternative is just to make Tradagor really samey, or make all the cultural stuff really far apart, and put like gradient cultures. So you never have like a Middle Eastern culture right next to like a Northern European one. You'd have to do like, okay, well, this area is kind of Turkish and this one's kind of Italian and this one is kind of like Southern Austrian. And then you can finally build your way up. But to me, that's like such a boring way of like thinking about it. I want to put a big mace here, like it's a blacksmith hammer. What is it called? What? Oh, hold on. It is called a mace. It just doesn't look like that. Gotta hit that 90 degrees, otherwise it'll look weird. There we go. This might be a bit big. There we go. That gives a nice little centerpiece to the room. Hello, the Diamond Dolphin. Well, being bad and failing miserably at Asian architecture is how you learn it. Yes, that is fair. I do like the idea of expanding into other like architectural styles. And Bexel was kind of like that. Regensburg also was. Regensburg was a lot of experimentation for me with trying out like townhouses, like really kind of modernish builds that I'd never done. You could say the Tredagor Gate is also another like big new thing that I've, like working with like purple in this world. Like I've never done much with the color purple at all. I guess my thing is just I feel like there's so many people who can do this specific thing better that I guess I just feel kind of I don't want to say discouraged from trying, but I guess that is kind of true. Like I'll just say it. It feels kind of discouraging compared to like medieval stuff, which like I've been doing medieval stuff like forever, so I have like a good grasp on it. Or there's like less stakes involved in certain things. I'm not sure what I want to put. I think I'm going to put some kind of display, and I want it to look like it's really hot, so I might do a golden sword. Okay, that's like fine. There we go. It is in the fire. Nice glowing hot. There should be a little bit of smoke coming out of here. I don't know how you guys feel about it. I mean, I'm trying to go for like kind of different smoke style, a bit like Regensburg, but just going like pure gray. Kind of works. There we go. Just to show a little bit of, you know, smoke coming out of here. This is the song I've been using as my outro, just because I find it's really catchy. What music do you listen to, Bobert? Also, why not use campfires for chimneys? Okay. One, I kind of stopped using campfires a little while ago because they were causing me lag, to be honest. And two, and this is going to sound kind of silly for some of you, and for some of you this is going to make perfect sense. Campfire smoke looks really bad for screenshots, especially if you're trying to layer images. So I've been doing like some image layering. You might have noticed my last few thumbnails, well, my last one, like specifically, that isn't a specific Minecraft image. It is base Minecraft plus Minecraft with photon shaders plus Minecraft with complementary reimagined plus a fake sky PNG background. In order to do that, you have to have things that are consistent across each image. When you include smoke, the smoke is never in the same place twice. The second thing is you can't get the smoke to look like it has kind of natural movement. If I put all the smoke and all the flags flying the same direction in Brewerstown, it makes it look a lot more... I mean, what's the word? Like, it makes it look a lot more cohesive. Like, everything in the world is kind of going in the same direction. Whereas campfire smoke always goes just straight up, which I find, like, is boring. There we go. Trying to make it feel, you know, organics are hard, but trying to make it feel like fine, I guess. We're done down there. Thinking of putting something in this little nook here. Well, I'm not sure what. Oh, that reminds me. So I've been considering putting a small stream of water running down the hill through the center of town. I have to see if that's actually possible, though. And somebody asked, what music do you listen to? I listen to a lot of rock music, soundtracks for movies and video games, too. I want to quickly see what this looks like when it goes down a hill. And like, say we go like that. What is that? How does that work? Oh, badly. It works badly. Okay. Does that make sense? Like, does that work? I'm trying to make this look like it's kind of a little wooden gutter. The sign worked better, I'll be honest. Yeah, I listen to fantasy music a lot, just because I like medieval stuff and I like medieval fantasy a lot. I have a ton of like Dungeons and Dragons playlists for when I DM, for like every occasion. I'm like, oh my god, this needs a thing. So I have one for like high tension situations, like we're about to get into a fight. I have a playlist for that. I have one for low tension, which is like we're exploring a dungeon, or the woods here are crawling with bandits. I have one for being in town, and I have one for being in town but you're shopping. So that one is kind of like more anime music. This is curving like way too slowly. How does that work? How is this supposed to work? Hold on. This is tough. Try to tinker the corners of the stairs so that the water connects. Yeah, I could do that. I didn't mean tinker like actually tinkering it, but I really want this to feel like unintrusive. Okay, what is happening here? Like, I don't want it to feel like, oh, the centerpiece of the town is like this weird little stream running through it. I want it to feel not super big and obvious, but I don't know if that's possible. The other question I had was whether I could paint this to look like a different color and not mess up everything around it. Because I don't want it to be bright blue. Yeah, that works. I feel like that's like noticeably grayer, right? Or am I tweaking? I'm not sure if I want this flowing out of the gate. I might have it flow down into like here. I guess we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. No, it still needs to be going this way. Okay. I need to change that. Oh, never mind. I can't change that. But if I change it, then I can't waterlog the stairs. Which is a shame. And of course, like in places like this, I'm gonna have it crossed over. Oh, good. There we go. I hope that isn't too intrusive. Like, I don't want it, again, I don't want it to be this, like, oh, Brewerstown is the town with the water in it, you know? I really want it to feel more like there's like a little muddy gutter running through town. And I think I'm probably going to come through and make some of this not spruce. Specifically for that reason. Maybe it'll go under the wall. That's not the worst thing in the world, right? If it just kind of filters out. Then it just ends up somewhere, though. That doesn't make sense. I might have it pooling here. I might have it like a gross little stagnant pool. Maybe mud stairs. I will mix in some mud stairs. Yes. I'll mix in some mud. I might mix in some dark oak. Perhaps, perchance. And then here, we'll pretend like there's I say pretend because I don't know if I'm actually gonna like do this yet, but we'll say that there's like a place that it can theoretically go to. Okay, there's water in all of this. So step 2, I'm gonna extend this up the hill as well, but I want to like get a good proof of concept before I reconfigure the whole damn town around this thing. I may have gone a little bit overboard. Hold on. There we go. I want to keep that grass green. But by making it a little bit dimmer, I feel like it I feel like that works. Like I feel like that adds something nice to the place. Does it make sense for it to be full of water the whole way down, though? I don't know how to make it look more dried up. That's my issue. Probably gonna leave it just like that for now. I will change out some of these stairs. Let's see. I don't know if I want to do dark oak. I feel like dark oak is going to be like too intrusive. Again, I was saying this in the Discord, but I wish Minecraft had like good muddy water. If there was a way to like actually make this water look really brown, I would love that. Because right now it's really blue and vibrant, and this is like the dullest color I can get it. I don't think sewers were common in old medieval cities. I like the stream idea. In many medieval cities, the street was basically sewer. That's why the most expensive house would be on the highest part of town. Yeah, and the most expensive parts of Regensburg, basically, not Brewerstown, are those more upper parts mostly. Okay. Now this issue. But I do like the stream idea overall. I think it's fun. Also, it is kind of realistic, like to have, because there's when you start placing on houses and like infrastructure, whatever water system used to exist will still exist. It'll just flood your house, like, if you don't do something about it. I was actually talking to someone today in class because she's doing her project on past and current waterways in North American City, which is interesting. Well, that doesn't make sense. Okay, that's a good stretch. Let's try to actually figure it out. Okay. I need to get the signs in, and then I can do the water after I'll do the stairs after I do the water and like the shaping. Because right now they're all crooked. But I think that this shape makes sense overall. So we come in, and then, you know, just... It's a really nice piece of music. I have no idea what it is. Oh, goodness. Okay. Okay, okay. There we are. That's fine, that's fine. I'd like to make this little stair. Come see, come up. Okay, hold on. Just fix this. And I just ruined it again. There we go. Stream title from Brewerstown to Sewerstown. Sir. Spruce wood on the ground looks wet. Yeah, that's kind of why I went for spruce, because it kind of looks like a wetter version of like this ground texture. I very might well sprinkle a little bit of coarse dirt around this thing, just to kind of blend in that spruce a little bit more. Okay, and I'm kind of stuck again. Okay, hold on. It'll work, it'll work. Trust the process. I don't know what we're gonna do about that one. I might stop the stream right here. Not the live stream, the water stream. Hello, sir. Hello, Grumpy Bear in the chat. You can set certain blocks to biomes to change their water color. Yes. So here, here's my issue. In my video settings, I have my biome blend set really high. If I make the biome blend lower, I can get this really grayish looking water from my Pale Garden biome. The thing is, then you end up with some really weird stuff like this, where it just doesn't blend well at all. On the other hand, you can turn your biome blend up. Your water will look beautiful, your grass will look beautiful, and this will look bright blue because it's right next to a forest biome. So, you know, there's always a trade-off, and well, I think this is it, basically. Okay, let me actually get the water in, and then we'll figure out how high we can actually take this stream without, like, disrupting the build. Because I'm not really sure. Because it has to stop somewhere, right? In theory. I don't mind taking it up around and in front of this thing, but I literally don't know where to stop it unless I stop it, like, right here at the base of this little hill, which I guess is an idea. But then that kind of screws over that market stall and this market stall. Mr. Mindtech saying, fun to see how far your channel has grown since you've appeared on my YouTube front page. Keep up the good work. Thank you. In November, this channel had, I think, 700 subscribers, like 750 subscribers. And I think today we either hit, yeah, we hit 8,000 today. Like, just today we hit 8,000, which is more, which is crazy to me. And I'm very happy about it. I'm very proud of how far this channel has come. I do feel like my production quality has gotten better over time, and I'm happy about that as well, obviously. Go. That's a bit, it's a bit sharp. Bit of a sharp angle. That's a little bit more relaxed. There we go. All right. And then this one is also a little bit sharp, so I might just, yeah, there we go. That works. I can come back in with our stairs. I brought in a mix of mud, jungle, and a couple of waxed ones. Just for a little bit of green, I think. There we go. Oh, this needs to be waterlogged still. Not what I wanted to do. There we go. Okay, so we can get into it. Oh, that's messed up. Ba-ba-bum. There we go, that's a little bit better. Not the, kind of got a weird angle. Obviously it looks a bit better when it's straight, but this build is on an angle and on a this angle as well, so it's a bit messed. Are you planning on working on some interiors today? Yes, my plan is to do this interior. I just remembered that I wanted to try this out, and well, that reminds me, actually, I do need to come back in here with the biome coloration. So there we go, like so. This place doesn't even have a door. It's crazy. How high do we want the door? I think here. Or no, we'll make it lower. Okay, it'll be right here. That'll be the doorway. Over here. And another one just here. I think that's everything. Oh, that's at an angle. That's why. That's also on an angle. Okay, that explains some things. Actually, here, I can go like this, and then it's just the implication that it runs under, but it doesn't actually have to go. That works. I think it would make more sense if the stream was slightly closer to the buildings. Yeah. I'm trying not to make it like right up against the buildings. I don't know. Basically, just because I didn't want like this thing to be like right up against the front door. Which I guess it is here, so. That's on me. Here, hold on. I feel like my music stopped. Nope, it's just on a really quiet song. There we go. Congrats on the subs. I checked the social blade graph. Huge spike around December 9th, plus 1400. Yeah, December was crazy. I also didn't know I was on social blade. I guess that makes sense. I just didn't consider it at all. So that's funny. Like I said, my goal is still to do that blacksmith interior, but I'm gonna be streaming till about 6 p.m. Eastern today, so I have a bit of time before I have to get to that one. And I will do a video explaining like all of my thought process behind interiors, and you know, I think I might just make this spruce. I don't think I want to get crazy with it. I don't think I ever decided. Oh, this is the grocer. Okay. So here we go. This bit will be the shop area. This is gonna be, look, I don't, okay. I don't want this to feel like a grocery store because that's not the point. The point of it is for it to feel like Brewerstown has like very specifically a big like agricultural sector, and that people like you can get like fresh fruits and vegetables really easily. So I want this to still feel like a shop front, not like a whole grocery store. Here, hold on. I'll make this easier on you guys. Just for now, so it's a little bit easier for you to see what I'm working at. So, voila. And let's do some scaffolding windows. Make it nice and open, maybe. You know, I don't like that. It's like, it's not really working for me. There we go. Gonna want a doorway. I think we're going for kind of a red palette with this building. Yep, so we'll have a nice red door. And I kind of hate using half slabs for ceilings. So we're going to see if we can't get away with some of these full blocks. See if it looks okay from the bottom. Yeah, it's fine. Maybe I should go like this for my horizontals though. The thing about half slabs is that it's hard to like hang stuff off the ceiling, and it makes like a whole... It turns it into a whole thing. You have to like start working around the half slabs. When you're trying to do railings on the staircases, the railing always ends weirdly because of the half slabs. I don't know if you guys get what I mean, but here, I'll show you. Like, if this is half slabs, like so, and the railing and their staircase goes like this. Okay, come on. You can go like this, and then you end up like this weird spot where you just have to make it a full block anyway, or just not worry about the gap. And I think about the gap, to be honest. So that's why I just prefer making full blocks when I have a bigger build like this and I have the space. I do want a staircase, probably coming up through the middle, I think. Kind of bisecting this build in two. Yeah, we can go like this. Down there is going to be a kind of kitchen area, and I think this is going to be 2 bedrooms. Most likely going to be a fireplace in this wall, and we'll continue that up to here. So this will be a nice big warm room, probably where the kids sleep, and the adults will probably sleep over there. Like so. I think I'd like to go for a nice dark oak finish for the roof. And here, texture this properly. So we'll get in here with our noise painter. White daub. We're gonna mask our magenta. Why is it not working? Oh, I had a selection going on. Okay, there we go. Now we can run a big old beam over yonder. There's a good amount of... Wait, hold on. I'm saying there's a good amount of light in here. I don't know if that's true. Oh, yeah. Yeah, there's a good amount of light in here. It's not too dark. Not too dark by far. And that kind of looks weird. I know what it is, but it looks weird. We're gonna come in here, probably some stone brick. Like so. I guess this guy's having a chimney on the side too. Okay, like so, like so. Maybe we can do like this. Yeah, that's nice. There we go. Lovely little chimney. Come down here, we'll duplicate it, and we could really use some lights in here. Tell you what. There we go. We'll try to replicate the chimney we did up there, kind of. This one's going to be a little bit bigger, though. And you see the benefit of using these full blocks is that you can't even see the stone up there. And again, I'm just going to make that guy have a chimney on his side, because it just makes my life easier. I'd like to keep that nice. Like so, and I'll have a fire going. Maybe we could give it an overhang. Whoa. Okay. Here you go. So. I don't know. It's like fine. Goodness, what is going on in the chat? Hello, Kelly Sykes. What is this house for with the chorus fruit sign? Oh, this is a grocer's house. So this is, I'm using chorus fruit for Brewerstown to look like plums, because Minecraft does not have a lot of food items available. So this is my plum, basically. We got some plum orchards outside of town. Hello, Evan the Historian. Another music question. Do you play any instruments? I do not. I'm really bad. I have like terrible dexterity, basically. Like my handwriting sucks. My like pencil control when I'm doing art is very bad. And I'm bad at video games. Like any video game that requires physical dexterity is one where I'm just going to be kind of behind. I find music theory kind of interesting, but that's about it for playing music for me, unfortunately. I think that's fine. I'm just gonna... No, there we go. Okay. Yeah, I think music theory is like kind of cool, but I don't get it. I could recommend some music theory like channels, but that's about it. Never really played any instruments. My girlfriend kind of plays the guitar, but she only has not in a derogatory sense, but she has a cheap guitar, which is kind of hard to play a lot of songs on, so limited actual usability of it. There we go. So this is the bones of a house. Like, this is... If I'm gonna, like, not... I don't want to say half-ass, but if I'm gonna do, like, the basics of an interior, that's it. That's... You can see it in here, too. Like, I've got the internal divisions, the staircase, and the floors. That's... To me, this is, like, the basic bit of a house. What I want to do, though, is this house, which I think is going to be cool. It is, you know, it's a rich house. And we're using a weird color palette. I'm going for this yellow, which is pretty, I think it's pretty nice color. I think it's a pretty nice yellow. But I said that this was going to be a kitchen and living area. I think we're going to use spruce woods for this interior. I'd like to come in here, say maybe 5 people live here. Let's see. Kind of enjoying this background ambient music. Bobert, make a town called Andonville or I'm canceling you. Do you have a survival world? I do. I showed it off on stream a while back, but my survival building is not... I don't think... It is not good. It is not what most people would call good building. Pardon me. It's like fine, but I've always struggled in survival because I find it hard to think about like stuff like color palettes in survival. We're doing a little stone sink basin here. Still something to rinse your hands in. Actually, let me see something. Okay, that works. We're gonna make this bigger. Oh. No. Okay. I went to an open air museum a couple years ago and they had like all these big kind of stone... I don't want to say all these. They had a kind of stone basin and basically you would like just plug a cork in it and when you were done using it you would just open the cork and it would just flood out like into like it would just like go feed like the flowers basically. So I kind of like that idea here too of this little thing that just feeds a little like water basin out back for the... Here we go. It just feeds a little water basin out back for the laundry line. And we can hang up something like here. I like to imagine like there's like a towel hanging. There we go. That's kind of cute. The blacksmith house is pretty big and nice because there's only one blacksmith for like a pretty big area. Like all of Brewerstown has 2 blacksmiths, kind of. This is like the actual blacksmith, and then there's a little one in the castle, but that's like... That's not... He's not like producing anything. It's mostly just like for the castle itself to repair weapons and stuff. Callie Sykes saying, I do some music here and there. Would love to pick up an instrument. Yeah, instruments are really cool. And this might sound morbid, but I think about aging a lot, and instruments are a really good way to, you know, retain like mental acuity in older age. Because it's such a fine thing. And if you guys have seen it, it was kind of a joke a couple weeks back, but there was a video of an old woman who like clearly has some level of dementia, and she's sitting down at a piano, and the guy says, why don't you play like Mozart, play like whatever song. She's like, I don't know how to do that. And then she puts her fingers down and she immediately starts playing it. Like, even in this stage of her life, like, she knows exactly how to play the instrument just off of muscle memory, and I think that's really cool and really inspiring. I never did a window shutter on this thing. I mentioned in a previous video that window shutters are mostly on the interiors of buildings, and that is true. This one's going to be on the interior. It kind of depends, like, on the building and how easy it is to reach the outside, stuff like that. Like, there are a lot of buildings that have shutters on the interiors, not the exterior, especially like before the modern age. But there are also some on the exterior, and like never take what I say as a sweeping generalization about like every place, every time period, because someone's always doing something somewhere. I guess playing lots of fast-paced video games paid off when it comes to learning piano. My handwriting is still terrible though. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like there's some link between it, but I don't know. Maybe somebody will tell me that it's made up and there's no real like correspondence. Gonna put up some glowberries. These are my hanging herbs. They don't quite look like hanging herbs, but it takes up less space than a leaf block, and that's mostly what I care about. Because leaf blocks are kind of big and obstructive. And I like something a little bit more finesse. There we go. I want to put something in this corner, so here, we're gonna do a fire poker. Like so. I love the yellow dark oak combo. I use it all the time in my own medieval world. It's really nice. Yellow and mangrove wood also seems to look pretty nice, and I'm using a little bit of crimson because I feel like these are also like complementary colors. Not literally complementary. I just mean they look pretty together. I think this is a nice, homey feeling place. I could still use a little bit of work. So here, why don't we throw up some useful stuff. Since I'm using birch for like plates or whatever, I think of these as like stacks of plates. And this slab is meant to represent like a little cooking pot, like something you would just put by the fire and have it warming up there. I might actually keep that one there and just break that one. I'll put a pot in its place. And these pots are not really doing it for me. Let's do a chest instead. And some little bits of firewood, maybe in the corner. I think that's fine. Up front here, this is where the guy takes commissions. I'm saying the guy because this is Blacksmith's house, and I think blacksmith is a pretty safely male profession in 13th century England. For better or for worse. I don't really like how that shutter looks on the interior there. I like that because it kind of blends the dark oak into this building. But on this side, I feel like I'm going to remove this and just plop it on the outside. I don't know if you guys can... well, if you can see that little thing up there, that's a little balcony I put. And one of the things I learned with Regensburg is it kind of ruins the vibe of your big town if you can immediately see the outside as soon as you step in. So what I wanted to do is, through a strategic use of trees and balconies and stuff, I tried to hide the walls. So when you come into the town here, you see like the extension of this house up here, and you see this tree. And this blocks the lower half, so you can't actually see the wall there. Over there you can see it peeking, but that doesn't bother me because it's like just the edge of town. Over here you can barely see it, but again, I put in this building plus this wall extension and this balcony here. Sorry, sore throat. All with the goal of blocking that wall, just to make it feel more closed in. How do you keep the scale of your builds consistent? My inn ended up being as wide as my castle. I don't think things have to be consistent if they're in different builds, but in the same build, I guess that is more pressing. So how do you keep things consistent? Planning. I'd say planning. When you plan out a build and you're like, oh, this this building is going to be this big, this building is going to be this big, this is going to be this is going to be this. You get a real important, like, you get a real good sense of, whoa, hey, yo, hey, yo. Come on. When you're planning out the build, you get a really good sense for scale. And when I was planning this out, I was like, okay, well, the castle's this big, and each house is this big, this big, this big, so on. And I feel like by taking that into account in the early stages, when you can still make changes, that's how you solve that issue. Because if you leave it to the end to figure out like how big your inn is, of course your inn isn't going to be like the same size as everything else, because, you know, you left it for like a bajillion years and you had so much other stuff on your mind, you know. I cannot read that name because I don't know Cyrillic, but somebody asking, do I have any other hobbies? Yes, I do. I love cartography. I love maps. I like drawing, even though I suck at drawing. Like, I like doing doodles and stuff. I've showed off a couple of my doodles in like through like this channel, and I think the first episode of Minecraft, the first episode of building Brewerstown, I think I showed off one of my doodles. I'm constantly doing Brewerstown doodles, like when I'm at school. I consider anthropology kind of a hobby. For me, history is a hobby because I'm not a historian. I like history. I find it fun. Trying to think. I like learning new skills. I've learned a ton of new skills in doing this whole thing, but yeah, I really enjoy the process of like learning something new and then getting to use it. I'm considering getting into, like, I mentioned earlier, like, my hands are not very dexterous. I also have a horrible sense of rhythm. Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 has a rhythm minigame, and I'm just absolutely the pits at it. Like, I'm just awful. Now, that being said, I'm trying to see if I can't get into making some music for this channel. I'm not gonna make like a techno beat or whatever. Like I'm not trying to make like a stereotypical like outro music. What I mean is just I feel like it would be cool to replace some of my background music in my videos with something that I've made myself. Trying to think what I can put up here. I don't want to put out like swords and stuff because then this guy's just gonna get robbed. I want to use more color in my builds. I'm really over-reliant on spruce. I am too. You know what? I'm not over-reliant on spruce. Minecraft is over-reliant on spruce. The day that they add a... Hold on. I've made this argument before. I will make it again. Okay. If you want to make like a wall or something in a build, an internal division, there are 2 trapdoors you can use. This is it. Like if you want to make or something like this, you know, like I want basically Minecraft vertical slabs. Like if you're trying to treat your trapdoors like vertical slabs, there are literally 2 options. Everything else sucks. Like, look at this. This is terrible. I mean, even they just added this one, and I'm glad that it's a full block. Like, because we didn't need more trapdoors with holes in them. I'll be honest. I'm glad that these are both full blocks, but you can't really make a wall out of this. Like, it's so obviously tiled, whereas this, you can make infinity of these and you can't tell like where the tiling is. When Minecraft adds, like, okay, hold on. Even this is a gorgeous door. This is a lovely texture. But if you look at the trapdoor, like, what in God's name, unless I'm building a cyberpunk build, like, what am I gonna do with this? Minecraft is over reliant on spruce and dark oak trapdoors. Reminds me of Fwip's use of sightlines in his world. He mentioned always having a landmark / build to draw your gaze down a road / street. Yes, for me, it's this church. I built Brewerstown with the idea that as you walk down the street, you can see the church like perfectly well the whole time. I tried to use more like dark colors, especially like here, like from this angle. If you just look at the right side of the screen, you can see that there's like this big bright church and then some more muted kind of colorful bits here. So yeah, sightlines are important. Plan them out when you're doing your build. The thing about planning isn't that it'll solve all your problems, is that you have to it'll make you learn what your problems are earlier on in the process. And by learning what the problems are earlier, you can solve them before they become like detrimental. If you only realize like 300 hours into a build that everything is off by like 1 block, like you want to die inside. If you realize it, 4 hours in, you can still change stuff. Sir Bobert Skrillex. Hopefully I will be the next Skrillex of the Minecraft scene. Do not diss the burst trapdoor. I will diss the burst trapdoor. Okay. If you got rid of the handle, it would be fine. I think I did get rid of the handle. Hold on. This is a Sir Bobert Ross texture pack moment. I might have gotten rid of the handle. Yes, I did. Okay. Sorry, my dog is going insane. This to me, beautiful, gorgeous. This works. This is a star. I would use this in any build. I removed the handle off a couple other things as well. I removed it off of this and this. And I made the warp trapdoor not wavy. These are my trapdoor fixes. Any of these are like fine to use, but look when I get back into no texture pack. Well, not no texture pack. Look when I get back into not my texture pack. Immediately, like, who's using these? This is terrible. Having this big, What is this, like 12 pixels of gray in the middle of this beautiful orange block? It's disgusting. Now, this is not a diss on Japa or any of the other Minecraft developers, like program art developers, you know what I mean? Minecraft is a beautiful game, and we are very lucky that they keep updating it and giving us more beautiful things to put in our builds. That's my purpose, is not to ever like diss the Minecraft devs. What I will say is that some of the creative choices are ones that I disagree with, and making almost all the trapdoors ugly as sin is one that I feel very strongly about. This is my tapestry. Keeps the room insulated. I don't know. I need to fill the wall. Like I said, I don't want to just put like swords and stuff everywhere. I'll put a helmet here. Let's create display entity. Well, that's useless. Wait, hold on. Huh. It actually doesn't. I mean, it's like obviously 2D, but it doesn't even look bad. I think that's fine. I think it looks fine in the corner. Okay. There, I'm happy with it. I'm happy with our blacksmith interior. I will shut the back door, and we can move on to the upstairs, and it's dark. It's very dark. Ugh. Okay, gang. Let's see if we can't get a dormer window up in this jam. Kind of sucks that this goes right through the extension, because I'd love to put a window here. Let's let in a little bit of light. We'll go like this. I guess we can actually just make that normal. This is a cool song. How to use birch trapdoors? Yeah, I don't know. I have no idea how to use birch trapdoors. Why are you not using your pack? This actually a distracting song. The kind of issue with my pack is that there's a couple things I did that make it kind of difficult for me to use. There's just a couple things that I don't super love about it anymore. Things that made sense at the time. But that just don't... that just don't look great now. I would change them, but it's actually really hard to make a texture pack, and I forgot how. I'll be honest, I just 100% totally forgot how to do it. So I just have to look at all the tutorials again and trace my steps and stuff. So things like this being a solid thing, because I wanted to use this as a table. So like this looks like a fine table, but it feels weird to me. Like I wouldn't do this again. Making this into spruce is fine, I guess, but I wouldn't do it again because it kind of has some weird ramifications. Totem of Undying Cross, not ideal. I don't really like that anymore. And I made this bow like really light colored. Not a huge fan of that anymore. I will say one of my best changes is that I made cobwebs have a warm tone, Because Minecraft cobwebs in-game have this super bright, like cold bluish color, and I made them like kind of warm and yellowy, and I like that. I think that was a good change. Also made them slightly less bright. Hay bales, I made a little bit toned down in color, and I made these brown instead of red. I feel like that's a fine change. I don't regret that really. I know I changed pickles and eggs and maybe cake. Did I change cake? I didn't change cake. Turtle eggs, I got rid of the spots. This I did nothing. And these are my sea pickles. They look like cups because I use them as cups in my world. Beach music. Yes, we are. What song is? Emerald Seas by Aaron Kenny. Aaron Kenny the GOAT, low-key, for YouTube audio library. I used to have really good music in my videos, and then I got monetized, and suddenly I was like, oh my god. I can't make money off of literally anything I've posted, because it's all, like, technically copyright. I was like, oh, okay, we're not doing, like, I do have some artistic integrity, but if it's like artistic integrity or YouTube makes me money, like YouTube makes me money. So I went back in all my videos and YouTube has a feature where you can cut out music that you used before. It's not perfect, which is why if you guys go back to like my 20 ways to connect your builds thing, you can see that that video now has kind of horrible audio because it's just not ideal. It's just not great, but I think I want to go for like red. But that video, if you guys wanted like an actual figure, that video has made like $350. So if it's like audio quality or $350, you take the $350 and you just say thank you, YouTube. The totem cross looks really well done though. Well, thank you. I did spend time on that resource pack. Like, I don't regret the artistic decisions I made. I just feel like I didn't change it back. I just realized because my beehives look like drawers. Actually, here's a fun one. If you put honey in them, they change into cupboards. Isn't that cool? Yeah, I just wouldn't necessarily make those artistic decisions again. What inspired you to make Tredagore? I did a build, I don't remember what it even was, but I did a build that was like really kind of outside of my norm. I tried to push myself and it just wasn't great. It just wasn't, it just wasn't super good. I'll just be 100%. And after that, I basically decided to go back to my roots. So I created a world called Roots, and I was like, okay, this is it. I'm going to do something that's like really classic. I'm going to make a Minecraft castle out of stone bricks, and I'm going to base it off of Clegane Keep on the Westeros Craft server. And so I did, and I created a Marsh Castle. And then there's an area next to Marsh Castle that looks pretty cool for a town, so I went in and I created Newport, and I created Shen Castel, and I just kind of worked my way through the world like that. I just added when I felt there was a cool place to build. I think like the fourth build I did, maybe fifth, was Castle Stoneheart, and Castle Stoneheart was like super far away at the time. It was like way far away, so I went back in and I did Dewberry as like a little in-between. And in between Dewberry and Somerton, I decided to put a little area where all the trees were cleared, and there were a couple of like piles of logs to make it look like this is where people are harvesting the wood from in the world. And that's just how it went. I said that this was going to be for an apprentice, but it isn't. The apprentice is going to sleep out here because he's just an apprentice. This is a blacksmith, so, you know, blacksmith got to have an apprentice. Of course, of course, of course. Bum. I have to defend the totem cross. It makes for a nice interior thing. I don't know how common it is to put a cross above the door in other countries, though. It is pretty common. I'm in Canada, and my bedroom door had a cross above it from when I was a kid to like 12. That's when I kind of, you know, I redid my room. I did some like interior redesigning, and I got rid of the cross at that time because it didn't fit like the new design. But yeah, I don't know. I just wasn't a fan of like the big totem thing, and I didn't want to start. I've always said it. I don't like texture packs that change the way you use blocks. So my issue with the cross thing, for instance, is if someone comes into Tredagore and they don't have that texture pack, it just looks like you have a totem of undying over your door, and it's just like weird. I put a bunch of these songs by Jesse Gallagher in my playlist just because they're like long as hell. They're like 17, 18 minutes. And I needed like background music for like my 53-minute video Tredagore tour. But I don't like a bunch of those songs that much because they're like very low-key ambient music. They're not very exciting. I'm preparing for that in advance by already using my own music in my stuff. Yeah, that's a very good idea. Copyright's a bitch. I don't know. To be clear, all the music I had been using since the beginning of my channel was copyright-free music. What I didn't understand is that copyright-free does not mean that they won't claim it. It just means they won't take it down. Like, they won't take down your YouTube video, but they'll still say, oh, that's my stuff, and you can't do that. And then you're just screwed out of the money on a YouTube video, which sucks. So, yeah. Any website that's like, we have copyright-free music, don't worry about it, you can use this on YouTube, that's bullshit. And that's why I exclusively use the YouTube audio library now. And that's also why the description of every single video I post has attributed artists. Not like, obviously I like giving credit for credit's sake, but also I'm giving credit for legal sake, so that I can say that I did acknowledge that I was using someone else's stuff, basically. I'm trying to keep these like medieval-y, but this is like not super medieval-y feeling interior at this point. I don't know. There's something about it that doesn't... Maybe it's like... Here we go. It's the nightstand. The nightstand doesn't feel right. I think that's it. I think having a little chair in the corner is like fine. Having a shelf is fine. Chest by the foot of the bed, that's cool. Fellow Canadian, hey, greetings from Manitoba. Hello. Greetings from Eastern Canada. Make a medieval enclosed bed. I have a bunch. I can... Here, I'll do one for this room. Is this wall? Yeah, okay. I wasn't sure. I wasn't sure if I could, you know. Now I know that I can't. Here we go. It's so nice that you can actually look up command blocks now. I don't know why that isn't in the game already. Like, I was people who weren't here when I started the stream. The operator utilities tab is not something that I knew existed until like literally 30 seconds before the stream started. I was trying to mess around with my settings and I found it. I was like, oh my god, like that's insane. Um, so I'm like happy that that exists, but also like, what the hell? Like, I don't know why you could never just search up command blocks in Minecraft before, because I feel like you should be able to. And now I don't need to keep some of this stuff in my inventory. Especially these lights that I like use so infrequently. I might still keep those too, just because they're useful. Hmm. There we go. Well here, I'm gonna change that, but I'm gonna go like so. There we go. That's a nice enclosed bed. It's not the most enclosed bed, but I'm working off of a reference image. Not every bed is like going to be the most actually enclosed. This is, oh, I guess you would call it semi-enclosed, and you can imagine that there's like a curtain here that you could kind of slide across if it gets real cold. If this gets cold, I don't know. I guess that guy's just going to freeze to death. That doesn't work. This is a toughie. There we go. I think that's okay. Ta -ta. 350, that's nothing to sneeze at. Great job. Thank you. I'm aware that I'm kind of behind on the chat. Let me actually go through these. Hey Robert, who are your favorite Minecraft YouTubers? Okay. Number one recommendation, B00. I don't think he's like the absolute greatest builder of all time, but I would say he is the most influential Minecraft builder of all time, in my opinion. You feel free to disagree, but that is definitely my take, and I really like his build. I really like his style. I like Etho. I used to, when I was a kid, like I grew up with Minecraft. I don't, let me know in the chat if anybody here remembers Minecraft. But that was B00. I mean, I can name like all the members, basically, and it still kind of exists, but it hasn't really existed since like 2015. I like a lot of Minecraft people on Twitter. If you guys go to Sir Bobert Ross on Twitter, you'll see that I repost a lot of Minecraft stuff, and I think there's a lot of great artists there. Ethan Erickson saying, I kind of like the current totem texture and use a stylized crucifixes in my world. Art Vanderpool, I love to see you build, man. There's so many things you do slightly differently from how I do it, and I love seeing the process. Well, thank you. Yeah, I think it's interesting seeing how other people tackle like the same issues or similar issues. Not just issues, I guess. You know what I mean? Like processes or creative challenges. I'd like to light this area up a little bit. Probably throw in another carpet. Like right around here. Gonna stack up some firewood. Over there. And probably just throw in a chair. I feel like people don't throw in enough chairs just like in whatever, but most places you go, like people have chairs everywhere. People just be sitting down. And no, it doesn't really work for me, but I'm considering maybe I'll cover it. Oh. I guess I can't really cover it well. All hail the Church of Undying. You've given me a couple ideas for my own world building. I love the storytelling through the objects you place. Thank you. What do you use the void block for? I've started using the void block specifically for these guys because glowberries will grow, and if they grow, they'll create glowberries. But if they never grow, they'll never grow new berries. So that is my life hack of the day: is that if you put a block like a void block underneath, they won't grow. Also, you can place something in a void, so you don't have to like break it all every time you want to like get rid of something. Earlier you saw me in the kitchen, like I placed void blocks, and then I went back in and I placed down like a trapdoor, a pressure plate, whatever. This is fine. It just feels a little bit plain, I feel. This is a random pet peeve of mine, but I think the candle sound, like, I think the candle burning sound is disgusting. Let me put something up here. All right, maybe we'll do a chest. Apologies if you can hear audio in the background. Sharonom's build style, her stuff is just so cozy. Yes, I follow Sharonom for sure. I can like, there's so many good artists who are on Twitter and Minecraft. Bliss Chan is cool too, but she mostly works with CIT packs. Hey, if that top window in the smaller bedroom needs closing, you could slide a banner in front. Yeah, that's a good idea. Actually, I'm just gonna cover that one up like so. And then in here, I'll use maybe something like that. There you go. You can just kind of slide them over. I don't know. Maybe that looks odd. I like it though. Like it looks kind of weird, but I think it looks interesting more than weird. And I think interesting is a good place to be. Just gonna put that up there for a small splash of color. Here, we'll see if we can't do a tapestry. Obviously, I know if I did a lot with banner patterns, I could make a really cool tapestry, but for now, for my purposes, this is fine. There we go. Actually, I'll show you guys. I did make something really cool. Marvin Bill suggesting storing banners in a bundle. Yeah, I could also, like, I could store them in here. I just don't, I can never think about it. Where is this thing? Hold on, hold on. Let me fly over. You can see my creative test world is full of weird stuff. Oh, here we go. I imported some map art to look like an actual tapestry. I'm considering using something like this in Brewerstown. I just haven't actually gotten around to it. If I do, it'll just be in the castle. I'm not going to bother making a bunch of varieties and placing them around town. And I feel like it's going to be a lot of work, but John saying I can see why the interiors in Regensburg took you so long, seeing you put thought into every detail. I'm very impressed because I get burnt out on interiors fast. I do too. I do too. That's why Regensburg took me so long. Are you eventually going to use a void world for building? I'm not sure. Honestly, I think I feel attached to my creative test world. It's called Build World 114 because I've been using it since 1.14. I don't know. I guess maybe I'm just too stuck in my ways. I don't necessarily see the benefits of doing a void world. I do suppose it'd be easier for certain things. Like I can acknowledge that it would be easier for doing things like tree assets, but then I feel like it's just like a nightmare for like almost anything else. Spoiled on the siege castle. That layout is similar. Kind of. Yeah. I don't know. I've made changes to it, but yeah, the castle that I showed briefly is mostly what mostly what the castle is gonna look like in game. I'm gonna end the stream here pretty soon, but I do want to finish this interior first. Here, let's make a big just big piece of furniture. Oh wait, I'm using spruce. And I feel like my music has stopped again. Whoa. It's destroying everything. Let's see what has happened. Yeah, I think it ran out of stuff to There we go. How do you import map art? Okay, so the easiest way to do it is you go to a website, you create a map, like you import a PNG into the site turns it into blocks. It'll give it to you as a .map file. You go into your own world, go into I think it's like player generated data, something like that. Basically you make a map in the world and it'll be numbered like in your Minecraft folder. It'll say like map.7 or whatever, like map7.map. What you do is you rename your fake map, like your imported thing, as map.7, and then you replace that file. So now the game thinks that map.7 that you created is the map art, and bada bing bada boom, you have your very own little thing. This is gonna be kind of a sparse bedroom, I'm afraid. Let's see. Glad you did a stream today. I could finally catch one live. Hey, nice. Kevin McLeod mentioned. Wait a minute. Do I have any Kevin McLeod things still stuck in here? I gotta get rid of those. If I do, specifically because that causes issues for attribution. Here, let's throw it on a green carpet. Like so. There we go. It's kind of a nice room. Maybe set up a couple things here so you can hang your coat, you know, end of the day. And here we'll put a stair here. Like I said, another chair. People like chairs. People like sitting places. I did realize though that most of the furniture out here is spruce, and it's supposed is oak, and it's supposed to be spruce. There we go. It's because I've been using oak in like almost every Brewerstown thing, and now I get to this place where I'm supposed to be using spruce, and I'm like, ugh. You know. I feel like I want to put something in this corner. Not sure what though. Wait, so you don't have to build the map art in the same world? No, you don't. You don't have to build it at all. Most people who have map art don't necessarily build. I don't want to say most. I don't know. That's a statistical claim, and I don't want to claim stats. A lot of people who do like Minecraft map art stuff just import the map directly. You can have it. I know there are programs you can do that like build it automatically for you, but you can also just upload it as a .map file, and then you'll just have the map version of it. I might put a pot in here. Yeah, just round things out of it. Oh, you know what? I had an idea. There we go. I think we're back to those Jesse Gallagher songs. Gotta get rid of those. Whoa. There we go. I've been making map art and it's very tedious, I fear. Yeah, I'm sure it is. There's a data pack that extends carpets underneath certain items like pots and chests. That's cool. I don't have any data packs in this world. I do have mods though. I don't know. Why'd I get crafting tables? I need looms. Hey yo, came to YouTube to find a specific video and saw the stream recommendations. I'll stay for a bit. Colorful interiors. Hello, to Landfair. Yes, we're working on the blacksmith's house. This is pretty colorful. I'm trying to see if I can't make the colors a bit more, let's say, rich. So we'll try one like this, and we'll try one like this. Yeah, I think I like that as just a little bit of a darker yellowy color. I know it looks like a little bit weird, but I don't know. When you guys catch up in the stream, let me know what you think. Goodbye, Cool Dark. Diamond Dolphin, gonna head out now. Gotta wake up early. Good night to everybody who is heading out. I'm also gonna head out in about 5 minutes or so. What do we think, chat? Is this a good look? I'm considering whether these people need to have a bathroom, and I feel like they kind of do. Doesn't have to be fancy, but I feel like they should have something. There we go. It's very subtle. Subtle works. I'm happy with subtle. I was worried it wasn't subtle enough. Here, let me... Wait. I have a third idea. How does this compare to this? Whoa, that's weird. Oh, that's cool. Kind of goes up further. There's so many cool, like, subtle things you can do with banners. I think I'm going to keep them like that, though. I think that's nice. A little bit more interesting than plain yellow banner. Just a little bit. I think that's probably going to do it for today, though. Yes, no build is done without the Pulu. Oh, right, I wanted to... Okay, well, first of all, I can take this down. Oh, shit, I gotta do the smoke. Okay, hold on. Okay, so you start with something big, then you just kind of work it down. There we go. Okay, this entrance area still feels a little bit like not done enough. So I'm thinking maybe we bring those up to like here. And we plant some flowers. I think what I'm going to do is mask these with something else. And I'm thinking maybe roses. I feel like that's pretty. I like that. I'm going to put a couple signs down on this bad boy. Just kind of blend it in a little bit. I don't know. Smoke with glass is an older choice, but it works out. Yeah, I haven't found a better alternative yet. I tried to do pale hanging moss, but pale hanging moss didn't really work for me. I've seen some really cool things on Twitter with people using just like tuff and then just using like stairs and slabs to make like really cartoony smoke, but that's a very 2D thing. And I've also seen people using coral, but that's also very 2D, and I need something that looks decent from any angle. Even if it doesn't look great, it needs to, you know, kind of be there. Campfires, I said it earlier in the stream, but I don't really like the campfire smoke in Minecraft. It goes up in a straight line, and it's very variable. So when you try to take pictures for like screenshots, it doesn't, it just doesn't look great because you're kind of getting like this weird smoky effect that changes a little bit with every single frame, which is like, it's like fine generally, but the way that I've been doing my Minecraft stuff is to like my thumbnails, not all of them, but some of them, is to take a little screenshot of, what am I thinking? Is to take a couple screenshots and then just blend them together. And I feel like when you try to use it with like real smoke, it just looks like really weird. But when I do it with this, the smoke looks the same every time. You can also imply directionality, so all the smoke blows in the same direction, you know. Going only up is a negative. Yes, it would be nice if there was some wind to it. Yeah, I know they're not gonna though, and that's like fine. But I like that there's tons of little bits of smoke and they all kind of go the same way. That is gonna do it for today though. I consider this a successful stream. We built a house. It took 2 hours and 7 minutes, but we built a house. The inside, that exterior was already built. And now you see why my projects take so long. But anyway, thank you very much to everybody who came out, stuck around. I always enjoy streaming. It's not as productive as building like by myself, but it is more fun and more interesting. And you can get some good feedback, good advice. So yeah, have a good one, everybody. Have a good night if you're in Europe, or go eat dinner, I guess, if you're on the East Coast of the United States. See you, folks.